Hi fam, welcome back to another video. If you're new to this channel, my name is Margaret. So today I want to share with you 14 must-watch Thai BLs. I know somebody said in one of my videos that I don't really talk much about Thai BL, or that Thai BL has so many good series. And yes, I agree, because I started BL in the first place because of Thai BL, and I love to watch them so much. But sometimes they can be very annoying in their acting, and all that. I talked about that in my unpopular opinion about BL. So you should go and check that out. But for today, I want to show you that I love Thai BL because I've watched so many Thai BLs. I can't even count. Sometimes I feel like, I'm too obsessed for this stuff. But I decided to share with you 14 must-watch Thai BL. If you're new to the BL world, you are very much welcome to the family, because in this family we are all about the groove. We love to groove, and it's a feel-good movie. All these movies are usually very nice. At least it takes you away from the Hollywood drama that they're always acting, but at least something to spice up your life, that kind of thing. But let me not just waste your time. I want to share with you your must-watch BL. If you're new to the world of BL, good recommendations. If you have been watching BL and you've not watched this list, I don't know what you've been doing with your life, but just try and go and watch them. So let us start off strong with the very first one. One must watch Thai BL is Not Me. You see, this BL, when I watched it, and Thai BL, they really know how to do all these serious plots where the BL is about activism. It's a serious topic kind of BL, so you definitely love Not Me if you're interested in the thriller, suspense, mystery type of BL. So Not Me is the very first one. I decided to start off strong, but now the second one is a very light-hearted, BL, and it is Wedding Plan. You see this BL, when I was watching it, I was just like, it was such a feel-good BL. You feel like, for one of the characters. The BL is very good, and it is a must-watch. It is one that I recommend. I'll try to put up what the plot of the BL is according to BL Watcher, a website that I love to read about BLs from, or see the list of BLs from. So you have an idea of what you should expect from this BL. It is very nice. So I'll do that for all of them, and then give you clips here and there from videos on TikTok, because those guys know how to do a good edit. So I'll just try to put that here and there. But the second BL you must watch is Wedding Plan. After Not Me, Wedding Plan. These two BLs, one is strong, the other one is light. That's how we love it. So the next one now is ENCHANTE. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but I feel like I'm doing some very good job pronouncing this, ENCHANTE. It sounds like a French movie, but it is a Thai BL, and it is a very good BL that I will watch over and over again without getting tired, because the plot is very light-hearted, and two friends from childhood, one traveling abroad and coming back later in their later years, and then falling in love with each other, the series. So one is very rich, one is not so rich, or is kind of poor, but the combination of these two people and how they acted was very good. So I said I'm going to be showing you some clips from TikTok, and I will make sure to show you something feel good, so that you can know that these BLs, I'm not just blabbing about them. They are very good, and you should definitely check them out. Now my next recommendation is I Will Knock You. You see, the name is sounding so serious, but the two main characters in this series, they were something that we Nigerians call case. They are a serious case. Yes, because these two people, they were very good in the way they portrayed each other's character. One is forming a tough guy, I'm the gang leader, this kind of thing. Whereas the other one is this character that they can easily bully. But then, over time, they just fell in love with each other. They even had some emotional scenes. But it is a very good series. And it is one that was even acted in a village setting kind of stuff. And it is very nice. So you should definitely check out I Will Knock You. The name might, push you off, but know that it is a very good and a feel-good series that you must definitely check out. Now, the next one, My Only 12%. You see this series? This series whereby one person is in love with a girl before, all of a sudden he now starts falling for his friend, and then maybe later moves abroad. This sometimes you see why I'm saying Thai movies or BL series, they can be annoying sometimes, but these two people were very good. When they're in school, eating from each other's food, and then, even cleaning each other's lips as if they really are in a relationship, but they're just friends. But the way the vibe they give off, any third party would just think that they're in a relationship. But obviously over time they fell in love with each other. Like, it was very nice. But it still had some sad part. Like, I could not even finish the series because, like, all those emotional parts, they really get to me. I feel like I'm watching my neighbor having, like, issues, especially when one of them, the mom died, and all those kind of things. Oh. So it's like a light-hearted, the beginning is very light-hearted and interesting, then the end has this very heavy plot, kind of thing. So my only 12%, you should definitely check that out. Now, the video that I feel like many people don't really talk about much is My School President. You see this series? Sometimes, even when I love the series, it will just be doing me that I need to slap one of the main characters because he was wasting too much time. You see that this guy likes it, like, why are you wasting time? So, like, it is, if you are not very patient, you want to beat somebody in this series but then, like, one of them being a musician or aspiring to be a musician, that is one I said I need to slap if I have the chance. While the other one is like the school president, but creating chances for him to, like, be able to play his music while still going to school, that kind of thing. Like, My School President is a must watch, and I really love the, small parts where they now put all those singing and performance kind of stuff. So My School President is one that you must definitely check out. And Thai BL, they love to do all this high school kind of series. It's a good watch, let me just put it that way. Like, I really loved it, even though, like, they stressed it out maybe too much. But you should definitely check out My School President. This one has a very heavy plot, the Eclipse. But the two characters, I think sometimes when Thai BL does a good job, especially starting with pairing two good actors, it shows in the series. If the script is good, but then the actors cannot really pull it off, it definitely shows. But the Eclipse was a very good one that combined good acting with good script, good story, like, a very serious plot. So you definitely want to check out, the Eclipse. It might be too heavy for some people, but then it is one that, what they are trying to achieve, you find that it is something that, we find in our society in every day. So the Eclipse is a must watch. You should definitely check it out. So the next one now is the TUXEDO. I feel like many people don't really talk about this series. Everybody tends to talk about mostly series that are, high production, high value, high everything. But there are small series like this that you fall in love with if you watch them and you are patient enough to, like, get the full gist of the series. And the TUXEDO, I feel like, is one of them. So, like, a very wealthy client to now falling in love with a tailor that is not so poor, but the two of them, they are facing two different realities before, but then now they now fall in love, and different dramas ensues here and there, with the rich guy having a very funny like assistant that sometimes you feel like slapping. Guy, will you get out of there? Like, we're trying to be romantic here, those kind of things. So the TUXEDO is a must watch, especially if you're starting BL new. It is one that you can fall in love with, even though there are some annoying parts as well, just like every other Thai BL, just so you should know. But the TUXEDO, you must definitely check it out. So everybody by now should know that Cutie Pie and Love in the Air is my best series, right? Or Thai series. But I'm not going to be including them in this list. But one series that I love so much that it might come in third after these ones is Bad Body. Like, Bad Body it was so funny and so good. Like, two families having feud within them. So, like, it not even translated to the children having, like, these small battles, like, they don't like each other and they are neighbors for God's sake. Like, it was so funny. So they're always fighting each other and they now went to the same school. So you find that they're always seeing themselves and always having this clash that just makes you laugh every now and then. But, obviously, over time, they started falling in love. When you spend time with somebody too much, even though you hate the person, you end up falling in love with that person. That is what this Bad Body, the series, is. And it was a very good one. I definitely recommend watching Bad Body, the series. So these are all light-hearted series, nothing too serious. Fight here and there, school drama, and all those kind of things. Now, my next recommendation is Fish Upon the Sky. So you see the series, like, where somebody who is a very nerdy nerd now transforms himself to, like, become more, and especially when you are like an introvert, but then he now transforms himself trying to, like, appeal to the general conception of, what a very socially acceptable person should be. But then, over time falls in love with, one guy who is in the same school as him. And there were so many funny scenes in this series that I really loved, especially when, one of the characters injured himself and needed the other one to help him, even up to the extent of, changing his underwears. That was quite funny. Those scenes, like, you just get all these scenes here and there, but it is a light-hearted series, and it is one that I definitely recommend you watch if you want to watch Thai BL. Now, this is one series that, I went from hating so much to loving it too much. So the first series, or the first part of this series, is called I Told Sunset About You. When this series came out, there was so much hype around it, but I did not really get the hype because, like, the way it was acted, the cinematography was just, like all this olden days type of vibe. I was not really feeling it, but, when part 2 came out, I Promised You the Moon, I ended up going back to watch I Told Sunset About You. Like, this series was just too good. The cinematography in this series, if I'm to judge, I'll give it number 1 in the whole of Thai BL series. Like, it was just too good. The acting was too good. The story was too good. The main characters were just absolutely amazing. They did a good job in pulling up this series. And then the cinematography is something else. Oh, too good. But part 1 and part 2, you should definitely check it out. I Told Sunset. Oh, I can't seem to pronounce this Sunset. I Told Sunset About You and I Promised You the Moon is a must watch. Definitely check it out. Even before you check out the other ones. Bad Series and I Told Sunset About You. Don't miss it. So in one of the, edits I made, you should know that in the Thai BL one, Lovely Writer was the starting scene, and that series is a bang all round. But, in that my edit, I showed you where they were doing, like, dramatic drama. That series was so funny, and it is one that you should definitely check out. Lovely Writer. Like, it is one of the first BLs I started with, so it was a good introduction to BL, and so I'm using it to introduce you to the world of BL if you've not been watching BL before. But you should definitely check out Lovely Writer. A writer who is now falling in love with a high school person that, they now found out that later they were even friends when they were, children. Thai BL tends to have that kind of plot, but Lovely Writer is a must watch. Like, it is very good. You should definitely check it out. So my next recommendation would be NITIMAN. People don't really talk about this series. I don't know why, but maybe it's just not one of the high productions, because I noticed that most series that are usually promoted about Thai BL are mostly from GMMTV, Mind, those production companies with high budget and all that. But NITIMAN is one series that you should definitely check out, because when one guy breaks up with his girlfriend, now finding out that the girlfriend moved on too quickly to another guy, he was so angry, but over time he just fell in love with another guy. This series whereby a guy who is in love with a girl formerly now falls in love with a guy. Sometimes I don't know what Thai BL they are doing, but that is how it usually plays out. So I'm in love with a girl before, but all of a sudden I'm not loving a guy because I broke up with my girlfriend, and the guy was the one that I saw to console me. I don't know how many bisexuals there are in Thailand, but this seems to be a very interesting plot that they're always repeating sometimes. So NITIMAN is one that you should definitely check out. All these school plots whereby they are in school, they are students and all that. They are usually interesting, but not all of them though. But these are my recommendations. You should definitely check out. So I'm not really a big fan of, heavy series or plots that are very serious, or especially when they are like all these ghost related plots. But when I watched this series, He's Coming to Me, I loved it so much. Even when it was about ghosts and a guy, like, who sees ghosts, going to the cemetery and seeing this particular ghost always sitting close to his own grave, and the ghost later following the guy to his house, and being able to just goes through this phase of now being able to touch humans. And this series, it's quite heavy, and if you're not interested in maybe like ghost kind of series, you might not really enjoy it, but it is one that I came to love after, maybe because of the main character, because I've always loved their series. So it really was an interesting one, and especially when he now moved in with him into the house, and you know, they now fell in love over time, and now even had like misunderstandings here and there. Like, His Coming to Me was a very good series that, you know, if you are interested in this kind of plots, and if you are new to the world of BL, it's an interesting one you might want to check out. Now for the last one. This series, I read the novel on Wattpad. So it is Unforgotten Nights. That is the name of the series, right? But then when the movie came out, or the series came out, the acting did not really live up to what the novel did, because I was not happy that I had read the novel, because if I had watched only the series, I would have not really liked it as much as the novel portrayed. So it is best you go and read the novel first on Wattpad. Is an app for, like, you know, BLs and different types of novels. But check out Unforgotten Nights on Wattpad first before watching the series, so you have like a better idea of what the series is about. But it's the last recommendation I have for you guys today. I hope you've, you know, gotten a new list of BLs that you must watch, and I'm so excited to share with you this list, because, you know, I love BLs too. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Let me not make this video too long. I hope you enjoyed this. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the family, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.